Okay, everybody. Today I'm going to do the centered zipper. My zippers were much longer than I told you guys to buy, so if you buy that 3, 4, 5-inch zipper, then you won't have to do the step I'm going to do here, which is shortening the zipper. This one's quite a bit longer. It's more like a 12-inch. You just take needle and thread, double thickness on the thread, tie yourself a good knot, and then I just measured down 4 inches from the zipper pull thing that you grab, and go around here several times. You want to make yourself a new zipper stopper. If you've already done the lap zipper, I already went through this, so you can fast forward through this part. So after 3, 4 stitches like that, I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit of the zipper tape right there and go up. I have this little loop left. I'm going to go through the loop, pull that down, take my thread to the back, and cut that off. So, couldn't see in the camera what I was doing all the time, but hopefully I got all that on there. So there's my new zipper stopper. It's just going to replace this metal stopper. That way I can shorten my zipper down. And I'm going to use my paper scissors. I'm not going to use my good Ginger scissors. And I come down about a 1/2 inch and cut very slowly through these zipper teeth. And then that shortens it down to a little shorty zipper, which is what we want. Okay, the next thing you do is take your 8x8 sample, cut it in half, line up these raw edges on the side here. Remember, I always like to use the cut edges. And I've given myself a mark at 4 inches from the top here. So lining up where the zipper stopper is to there is right at that pencil mark I gave myself. So I want to stitch from the bottom of the garment up to that mark, and then I'll back stitch, and then I'll change the base, and I'll baste the rest in. So at this point you can use your regular foot. I still had a zipper foot on there from my previous zipper. And then go ahead and return, make sure your machine is back to its centered position if you could change that. Again, I was practicing or doing the lap zipper. So it's a right back stitch at the beginning. I'm actually on 2.5 stitch length, so just your normal stitch length. Make sure again you use a 1/2 inch, or 5/8 guideline. You need to have that 5/8 of an inch to get the zipper in. Anything smaller than that makes it really difficult. So then I did my back stitch with my normal stitch, and now I've changed to basting. So I'm on my longest stitch, baste, and do a back stitch at the top, like so. I kind of ate my fabric there. And I'm just going to give that a little release so it's not so tight. Go back and cut your starting threads. Alrighty. So I have stitch here, basting up there. Basting is where your zipper is going to go in. So I'm just going to finger press this down. I know some of you guys don't have irons at home, and you don't have some of the ironing tools, so do the best you can. You know, if you just kind of use your fingernail, I don't know, use a book, use something to kind of scratch that fabric down, you should be able to get a decent looking press in there. Alright, and I know if you even go to a thrift store, you might be able to pick an iron up pretty cheap, or even a, you know, Target and places like that have them for maybe $10 or so. Anyways, do the best you can. Okay, we are going to go ahead and put our zipper foot back on. So again, if you haven't done a zipper yet, you're going to need to look at your manual. Look through the manual, look for what zipper foot you have. They all vary a little bit. This is probably the fattest zipper foot I've ever seen in my life, and it is not my favorite one to use. It is what it is, and I learned to use it. My very first step is I want to get my needle all the way over to the left. So I did my needle adjustment so it's as far to the side here as it can. So it's stitching right as close as we can to this edge. I want to stay away from all this bulkiness because it gets in my way. Alright, and we're going to position this like centered right over the fabric, and the easiest way to do that is very similar to what we did with the lap zipper. You unzip it,